come close to us, please.
I'm across the street.
Well, good. Why don't you just get in your car and leave us alone?
Am I being detained?
Not yet.
Then you have no authority over my liberty. Keep your fucking mouth shut. I have a quick question about Texas Penal Code 38.02.
Okay.
One of your deputies told me he was going to arrest me for failure at ID
Okay.
if I didn't show ID,
Uh-huh.
but he had no primary charge.
Okay.
And so I just want to know what the sheriff's policy is regarding that penal code, because I hadn't committed a crime. He said he was going to arrest me for failure at ID if I didn't show my ID.
All right. You know what? I can't comment on it because I don't know the particulars. You'll have to go down and file a complaint in Internal Affairs, and we'll certainly take your statement, and then we'll talk to the officer and find out exactly why they stopped and asked you and made that comment, and we'll certainly look at it and make an appropriate decision on where we should go with it.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Yeah. Okay.
And I just want to let you know that in other parts of this state, the same controversy keeps coming up with other Texas police departments. And, I'm not looking for a fight. I'm not trying to, attack police officers. I just want the law to be followed.
Oh, absolutely. So
Yeah.
do we. I mean, we expect our employees to follow the law.
Right.
And we can look at it, but we have to look at it as a whole. I mean, you're telling me one thing, and I'm not saying that I shouldn't believe you, but I really need to see both sides and
Yes,
find
sir.
out exactly.
I haven't started my open records request about the incident yet, so I need to get all my ducks in a row.
Sure.
But I figured since I saw you walking here, I'd just bring it up. And
Yeah.
I know this is unusual. I know you're a busy guy.
Oh, no, it's okay. I don't have a problem with it at all. We train our employees on the penal code, and we understand the specific issues related to that specific charge.
Yeah.
But again, I need to know your side. I need to know the officer's side, and then we can make a decision whether or not the officer was within or outside of policy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And since you are here, and I'm not going to take too much more of your time, but where do you suggest? Should I just go to the office on Montana, the headquarters?
Yeah, that's the best place. But you can call also, and they can make arrangements to meet you somewhere if that's not convenient for you.
Right.
But if you can go there, that's certainly an option. It's at 3850 Justice.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. If you can do that, you can. That's the best option. But if you're not able to do that, you can call, and they can meet you here or some other one of our substations so that they can sit down with you and get a statement from you. Have you ever filed a complaint in IA?
No, I've never had a problem with the sheriff's department before.
Okay.
So this is my first time, and that's why I brought that up.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
But thank you for your time.
Oh, no problem. Not at all. You have a good day.
You too.
Sergeant Brown? Well, and they are, as long as he's not on
Why are we exercising our First Amendment rights here?
Why?
Yes, sir. We have the whole country,
Why
but
not?
why here?
Why
okay,
not?
I understand why not. I'm asking why here.
Oh, I'm asking why not? Well, this is a better place than any.
Let me go ahead and you guys have the right. That's right. First Amendment right. Let me go ahead and get the IDs on both of you.
Oh, well, that's not going to happen. Unless I'm breaking the law or something like that.
Well, sir, we're gonna ID you today. Yes, sir. We're gonna ID you. We're gonna telling us that you're gonna do it your way, sir. That's not the way law enforcement works. You're refusing to give me your identification. Is that correct? Under arrest. Go ahead, sir. Put your hands on the car.
Yes, I was contacting the Sheriff's Internal Affairs because I just wanted to speak about a situation that happened a couple weeks ago where I was detained.
Okay, let me put you on hold so you can speak to the sergeant, okay?
Okay.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Yes, sir. What is your name?
My name is Bautista with the Sheriff's Office.
Okay. I'm calling today because I had some concerns about a couple weeks ago when I was detained. I was concerned about some of the procedures of my detention.
Okay. Go ahead, sir.
Basically, I exercised my Fifth Amendment right to not answer police questions, and I also exercised my rights under Texas Penal Code 3802 to not provide identification unless I was under arrest. And in response, the sheriff's deputies placed me in handcuffs, and I believe that they extended the detention without a justified reason, solely because I refused to answer questions and provide ID, even though there was no justification for me to answer questions or provide ID.
Were you arrested, sir?
I was not.
Oh, okay. When did this occur?
It began on just before midnight on March 10th.
March 10th. Okay. Where were you, sir?
I was at the Dollar Tree on Horizon Boulevard in Horizon City, just ahead of the intersection with Ascension.
Okay.
I also have the case number here.
Go ahead, sir.
The case number is 2020-02762.
2020-027?
-02762.
Let me say it again. It's 2020-02762.
But there's a dash, 2020-02762.
Okay, got it. Thank you. What was your name again, sir?
My first name is Andre. I'm sorry, I didn't get my name. My first name is Andre, Andrei. My middle initial is K, as in Kevin. That's not my middle name, but K as in Kevin. And then last name is Lagergren, Lageren, as in Nancy.
Okay. All right. Well, how would you like to come in and give us a statement to that, or you just want me to take it over the phone?
During this turbulent time, I'm, under self-isolation. I don't go into public places, so I prefer it over the phone.
Okay. Okay, March 10th. Okay, I'll look into it.
It began on March 10th, just before midnight, but I was detained past midnight for maybe 40 minutes past midnight. But
okay, and your contention is you had every right not to identify yourself, right?
Yes, sir. That's the plain language of Texas Penal Code 38.02, and I also have the right to not answer questions, including the question of do you have an ID? And when I exercised my rights under the Fifth Amendment to not answer questions, I believe that was also one of the reasons I was placed in handcuffs and detained for no reason.
Okay, so the question was, do you have an ID? And then
I was asked many questions, but one of the main questions I was repeatedly asked was, do I have an ID? And
you have an ID. Okay.
Yeah, but whatever question it was, I refused to answer any questions, but specifically the one about the ID was the one that it's obvious was the reason that I was placed in handcuffs. As soon as I made it clear that I was not going to provide ID, the response from the deputies was to place me in handcuffs and extend my detention, even though there was no probable cause to arrest me.
I'm coming. Hang on. I'm writing this down.
Okay. What is your badge number, sir?
1572.
Okay, and you're a sergeant?
No, I'm a detective. Our sergeant isn't here.
Okay, yeah, no problem. And I'm sorry, so I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Place me in handcuffs. How long was your detention?
It felt like it was approximately 1 hour. I'd say it was an hour or less altogether.
Okay. What's the phone number I can reach you, sir?
915-781.
781.
Yep, 4330. 915-781-4330.
4330. Okay. Okay, I'll look into it.
And I'm sorry, sir. I know you said your name at the beginning, but if you don't mind saying it again and spelling
sure.
it out. Right,
it's Samuel Bautista.
You said Samuel?
Bautista.
Okay, and I think I know how to spell that, but can you spell that out for me?
Sure. It's B-A-U, as in boy, B-A-U, T-I-S-T-A.
T-I-S-T-A.
T-A.
T-I-S-T-A. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I guess at this point, my question would be, what do I do from here? Just wait for a phone call from the sheriff's office, or?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. I'll have to call you back on it because it'll take me some time to get some information together and go from there. Okay.
I mean, I don't know if this phone call officially initiates any type of internal investigation. I'm not sure. Basically, I'm just trying to correspond with the sheriff's office at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe everything that the deputies did according to policy is justified. I'm not sure, but I feel that there's some questions that need to be answered.
Okay, sir.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Deputy, and I will be in touch.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Goodbye.
So you're failing to identify yourself?
If that's the crime that you're charging me with, I have to be already under arrest.
I'm asking you, are you gonna identify yourself?
Are you aware of Texas Penal Code 38?
Are you gonna identify yourself?
If I'm under arrest, yes.
No, that's not the question. I'm asking you to identify yourself.
Are you aware of Texas?
Sir, it's simple. All we're doing is just asking you for your name and your date of birth, okay? That's all we're doing is just asking you.
The Fifth Amendment allows me not to self-incriminate.
How are you self-incriminating? All we're doing is asking why you're here.
I don't answer questions.
So you're making this a lot more difficult than it needs to be.
The Fifth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution says I don't have to self-incriminate. You got that?
So you don't want to answer questions then, right, sir?
That's the Fifth Amendment.
Why are you yelling?
I'm yelling because you're not fucking getting it.
So what are you gonna do? Why are you yelling?
Because you're not fucking getting it. I'm telling you what the Constitution says.
And I'm asking you for your ID.
And that's a question. I don't answer questions.
So give me your ID.
Well, I'm in handcuffs right now.
Give me your ID.
But I'm not under arrest. In this state, you have to be under arrest to be forced to identify.
Sir, you're being detained right now.
Right, that's right. And
all
Texas
we
Penal
asked
Code
was your name, so that's all we asked.
Texas Penal Code 3802.
So I'm getting this straight. You're refusing to identify yourself.
Because I'm not under arrest yet.
Are you refusing to identify yourself?
I'm refusing to identify because in this state you do not have to identify if you're not.
Sir, that's not the way it goes.
Texas Penal Code 3802. You need to read the law, sir.
Sir, what is your name and date of birth, please?
I am not answering that question. I don't answer questions.
Okay, well, we'll just place you under arrest for failure to ID.
That is not the law.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Go ahead and impound your vehicle. Stop reaching in your pockets.
I'm just pulling out my pants, man. You need to read Texas Penal Code 3802.
Okay, well, you want to identify yourself?
Texas Penal Code 3802.
You're under arrest.
You're
under arrest. You're under arrest. Failure to ID.
That's not the law, man. I'm not even trying to give you a hard time. That is not the law in the state.
So if you're not trying to give me a hard time, so why don't you just provide your ID or your name and date of birth? All we do is and then you go on your way.
Deputy,
that's all it is. That's all it is.
With all due respect, Deputy, I'm trying to live under the laws of this state and this country. In this state, Texas Penal Code 3802 says I do not have to identify.
If you are a suspicious vehicle in a building that's been closed for over 2 hours now, okay, you're sitting in front of a vehicle that's known for burglaries. Okay.
What burglaries? I didn't burglarize.
I didn't say that you burglarized. I said this area is known for burglaries. This is a store that's been closed for over 2 hours. A lot that's been empty for over 2 hours.
Well, and I'm not saying you can't patrol. I'm not saying all that. All I'm saying is all I did is I just pulled in. I was just checking the hours of the store.
Sir, if that's true, just give us your name and that's it.
It's as simple as that. That's why I don't see why it has to be so difficult.
That's all it is. And we send you on your way. Whatever you were doing, go back and do whatever you're doing.
As you guys can tell, this is a big deal for me. I've dealt with this before.
Yes, sir. And I've dealt with it before too.
With all due respect, Texas Penal Code 3802 does not say what you are saying. I have to be lawfully under arrest for a primary charge. Texas Penal Code 3802 is a secondary charge.
Okay, sir. Okay, listen to the rest of it. You understand that the store is closed, right?
Yes, and I have not committed a crime.
No, you have not.
It's a publicly accessible parking lot. I pulled in just now, just to check the hours.
And yes, and we're doing our job by finding out why it is that you're here.
That's a Terry stop.
If it's something else that we can help you with.
But in a Terry stop.
Okay, not only that, but your car is full of boxes. How do we not know? Like I told you, this area is known for burglaries.
Okay, and you are doing a Terry stop. You can investigate all you want. I am not under obligation to answer questions. Now, if you take that as being rude, I apologize. But I'm not trying to disrespect you.
Sir, all we're trying to identify is who we're dealing with.
I understand that. All the police have told me that all my life. but I am standing my ground. Texas Penal Code 3802 in this state is very liberal and it says I do not have to identify unless I am under lawful arrest for a primary charge. That is Texas. You need to read Texas.
Sir,
No,
I've read.
sir. No, sir.
Yes, you are.
You need to read Texas. I spoke with the sheriff himself. Texas
Okay.
Penal Code 3802. I have read this word for word. I know what I'm talking
Okay.
about. Now, this is a publicly accessible parking lot. I am not trespassing. I drove into a publicly accessible parking lot. It's well lit. I didn't get out of the car. I wasn't walking around casing the windows like in Terry vs. Ohio in 1963.
Sir, we're not even saying that. We're going by and we see a vehicle parked at a place of business that's been closed for over
Yes,
2
sir.
hours.
And you have every
Okay?
right to come and investigate. That's a Terry
And that's
stop.
exactly what we're doing. Is we're investigating.
It's a Terry stop.
Okay,
right.
so this is in the investigation.
And once I am
This is part of the investigation.
right, but that
Find out who we're dealing with.
okay, but you have to understand that you're overstepping your
Are
authority.
you going to provide your name and date of birth?
Sir, is it really necessary? You said you're gonna provide it if you get on the arrest. If you're under arrest. Is it really necessary to go?
Well, and my answer to that is you have to have a primary charge. What is the primary charge?
We're conducting an investigation.
Sir, failure to ID is a secondary charge. I'm telling you. Unless you're saying I'm trespassing or burglarizing, unless you have a primary charge, failure to ID is not a primary charge. It is a secondary charge.
Did you call it out?
They had a lot of traffic.
Huh? You haven't called it out yet?
I'm not. Sir, I'm not arguing.